Recovery housing in Texas stands at a critical intersection. On one side, the need has never been higher, and recovery housing is needed in basically every community across the Lone Star State. However, the margin for error, if you're an operator, has never been smaller. And as communities respond to the addiction crisis and grapple with homelessness and the housing crisis and deal with the strain on the treatment systems and criminal justice, sober living homes have become an essential part of the recovery continuum and of the broader housing environment itself. As much as there is opportunity, operators have to navigate this complex web of local requirements, county requirements, state requirements, while at the same time benefiting from the federal protections under the Fair Housing Act, as well as contending with TRON certification standards and funding, as well as rising operating costs, all of this happening at once. Now, when recovery housing works, it provides so much more than just a bed. It provides structure, accountability, and community, and the conditions that folks in early recovery truly need to survive and to flourish in their early recovery journey. But in Texas, success depends on more than just having some good intentions and a good idea. It depends on the operator's deep understanding of the legal structure and framework of how to select the right property, how to get it funded, how to get it off the ground, how to appoint and train house leadership, how to obtain and maintain TRON certification, and how to plan your finances so everything just fits together, all under this umbrella of a fairly complex legal environment. Now, recovery housing in Texas is largely governed at the local level, which means that recovery housing can look different from one city to the next. And with local zoning codes, they vary greatly, and you may even see different enforcement approaches depending on the character, the personality of the person that you're dealing with, and the time of day, right? So the challenge is learning how to build a successful business and operate responsibly within that tension. Now, let's talk about certification. While it's not legally required in Texas, certification plays a central role in how recovery housing is viewed by everyone from referral partners to community leaders and even local officials. Most reputable recovery housing in Texas will pursue certification through TRON, which is the state's affiliate with the National Alliance for Recovery Residences, or NARR. NARR sets the national standards. TRON implements the national standards at the state level, as is common with many other states. And what this certification includes is a review of the operator's operating documents, right? Everything from legal entity to your house rules, grievance policy and procedure, to your medication policies, right? They want to make sure you're operating ethically and you're upholding residents' rights, and that your policies and documentation are tight, and that you have a plan for ongoing compliance. And for many operators, certification is really the point where this framework comes together, and structure and consistency are just baked into the operations of the home. And certification outwardly is a signal that the program is operating responsibly. Now, the challenge in Texas isn't simply opening a sober house. It's finding the right location. It's doing an area survey. It's figuring out what works and what doesn't, and whether this home will work economically, and whether you're going to need a car, whether folks are going to have to take the bus or bike or walk. It's how to operate within local rules and standards while at the same time leveraging fair housing protections at the federal level. And it's also, for you as an operator, how to build a model that's financially sustainable, that doesn't compromise recovery and recovery housing best practices. And this balance is what separates short-lived ideas from long-term legacy recovery housing that stands the test of time. Now, recovery housing in Texas matters, and the people who step into this work carry immense responsibility. And when it's done well, a recovery home can be a place where lives stabilize and trust is rebuilt and people get a real chance to move forward, and the operator can build a successful business. But when it's done poorly, the consequences can ripple outward and affect residents and neighborhoods and referral partners, and ultimately create quite a problem for operators themselves. And that's exactly why we developed How to Open a Recovery Home in Texas. Now, this handbook is a practical step-by-step guide for what recovery housing looks like in the Lone Star State. It's designed to help you understand rules before they're enforced, to make decisions before mistakes become costly, and to build appropriate systems before the pressure exposes the cracks. So if you're committed to doing this work with integrity and you want a clear, grounded guide that's built specifically for Texas, well, the book is a great investment to get started on the right foot. And if you want to go further and you want to go beyond a guidebook, we invite you to explore the resources and support that's available to chartered operators that are members of the VSL community. So this work is it's so important, and the margin for error is so small, but you don't have to do it alone. So we invite you, at minimum, pick up a copy of How to Open a Recovery Home in Texas, or if you want to dive right in head first, explore VSL's membership resources for operators and property owners. And with that, I'll close with a word of gratitude. Thank you so very much for your interest in contributing to this important field, and I wish you the very, very best on this important journey.